we should go ahead and just recap with Monday Night Football.
Yeah, let's do that.
We all thought last night that this game would be awful, low scoring. I think
Oh yeah,
I took
100%.
on one of the parlays. I took the under 40, and I think the game ended in like what 31-28.
Yeah.
So
Very high scoring game.
well above the 40, which is actually crazy for
It is.
the one for the Bengals to be out of a starting quarterback. I mean, the Jaguars did have Trevor Lawrence, but then eventually he would be getting hurt.
Do you think Trevor Lawrence going down was the reason the Jags lost?
I think the backup there is CJ Beathard. Is that CJ Beathard?
Indeed.
I don't know because I mean it was late in the game. Yes, you never want to lose your starting quarterback late in the game because it makes the backup fold under pressure. Personally, if I was playing quarterback in the NFL and we was in a tight ball game, like I said, we all did not expect that, so they both surprised us there. Tight ball game like that, you would probably get a little scared, a little jittery.
Pretty good though.
He didn't do bad.
No, I mean he drove down the field, got him to a field goal, and I mean he did his job. He forced it to overtime.
Well, speaking of backup quarterbacks doing good, let's talk about Jake Browning.
Yeah,
That was
off.
insane. That was insane. Like 300
Went
yards,
off.
300 yards of
Oh, yeah.
passing touchdown, and then a rushing touchdown to, I think, to tie the game up to 28. I do believe. Maybe it was 21.
Yes.
It was 28. That was actually insane to me.
Yeah, and then to march down the field, tie the game up with a field goal.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the Jags that tied it up with a field goal.
Yeah.
But then to overtime to go down the field,
And
make
then-
some risky passes.
Yeah, and then Jags
then rely
started.
heavily on Joe Mixon.
Yes. Jamar Chase actually.
I mean, whenever you got a kicker like Evan McPherson that could make a kick from.
Well. I think we lost him. Did we lose him?
And we're back.
Yeah, I thought we lost you there for a second.
No, I'm still here. You froze on my screen.
Oh,
but
you
that
see, you
could've
froze
been
on
me.
me. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Back to what I was saying. Though. I was talking about Evan McPherson.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, watch what you say about making long field goals because he did miss one earlier on in the game.
He did.
I think
so did McManus.
Yes.
McManus also missed a field goal.
Yeah.
And you think about that, those kickers make that field goal early in the game, then that game doesn't even go to overtime.
Well, then McPherson, I think it was one of the, I think it was actually the field goal to force it to overtime. I think it was.
Yeah. McManus.
Well, I think it was something else. I remember seeing McPherson kick a field goal and he thought he missed it, and he got a little upset there at himself. And it was like, wow. And he did miss that 59-yarder earlier on in the game. I think it was a 59 or 56. It was a little deeper.
I do believe it was I think it was on the lower end of 50. Might have
Was
been
it?
56. I don't think it was 59 because I think his best ever is 57.
So it might have been 56, but he missed that 56-yarder. It
It
hit the
was within his range.
yeah, he hit the crossbar there and it bounced out, unfortunately. I think if he makes that game's over, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I really do. Another thing to talk about for the night, last night's game, Jamar Chase. We all kind of suspected for him to have a big game with Beathard, not Beathard, but with Browning being a backup quarterback and rely heavily on the number one receiver, of course. I think
He had a huge game.
finished the game with like 120 plus. I think it's actually like 141 or something. 141 and a
He was
touchdown.
up there. Touchdown.
I didn't see how many receptions he had, but actually, after he scored that first touchdown, and I seen like it was the Bengals late in the third, I'm like, these guys need a touchdown. I think Browning here looks for Jamar Chase a lot right here. I actually placed an in-game bet. Placed an in-game bet of 2+ touchdowns for Jamar Chase, and Jamar not scoring another one. So I lost.
I actually piggybacked with you. On
I think
that.
I did get
also
that
placed a bet
notification.
on that.
I did get that notification. But I mean, yeah, Bengals done really good. last night, especially with the backup. I do hope that Trevor Lawrence does do fine. I think I got a notification earlier. Ankle sprain, I think it was.
Hopefully it's just an ankle sprain because this team could make a run in the playoffs, and I like Brethard, but they're going to need their franchise QB in there if they want to make a serious run.
I just checked ESPN.
Let's hope it's a 1 week.
It's a
1 week injury.
We can only hope.
Especially for the Jacksonville Jaguar fans, man. They haven't had a win in a long time. And this was the season for them to hopefully make a deep playoff run.
Oh, yeah.
They need their quarterback, though.
Without
Trevor Lawrence, that team isn't the team that has been all year.
So at 10:01 p.m., Michael DeRosco, staff writer for ESPN, said that the quarterback Trevor Lawrence suffered a right ankle injury. Tests showed that Lawrence sprained his ankle, and then a source told Adam Schefter that he is scheduled to undergo additional testing to determine the extent of the injury and how much time he could miss.
Well, let's really hope let's hope he's back by playoffs, and let's hope the Jacksonville Jaguars can hold on to this good season they're having with the backup in. I have to assume he's going to be playing next week. If Trevor Lawrence is back, next time they play, that would be awesome. I doubt it. I see the backup playing in their next game, and that could open up to some potential bets.
They have what looks to be the next 5 games. 3 of them, I'm wanting to say, would be very tough. They got the Browns next week. And then they play the Ravens right after that. Both teams, Ravens and Browns. Ravens and Browns are both. They're still eligible. But the Ravens, I think, are tied first with the Dolphins, I do believe.
I think you're correct on that.
I mean, they're both 9-3, but they're not going to tie. Not going to do a tie there. They're just going to say. So I think Dolphins 1, Ravens are 2. And I think if the Jags would have won the night, they would have bumped up to 1. So.
Really?
Yeah, I think late in the game, one of the announcers.
That's heartbreaking to lose to a 5-6, now 6-6 Bengals team.
It is. That is tough. But I mean, it's a good ball game. And we always say.
Definitely was.
A lot of the quarterbacks, if they get hurt in the pocket and with offensive line, Joe Burrow's rookie year, offensive line wasn't good and got him hurt. Quite the opposite here. Offensive line was actually blocking for him, and they just stepped on his ankle.
He was doing his job.
He was.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a freak. It's a freak accident. It is, and there's no blame either side on an injury like this. It's football. It happens.
It is. And then speaking of injuries, Christian Kirk left the game early, first quarter, to believe.
Yeah.
He probably messed up a lot of people's parlays.
See, on mine, I actually only took him 25 plus.
I think he did.
One reception got him 26 yards.
So, yeah, he did get that. I think I took him 40 plus. I took him 40 plus.
And that's a good bet.
It is.
He's in the whole game. That hits.
I mean, if he gets.
Let's talk about something else real quick. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Calvin Ridley did not perform very well today.
No.
I do believe he had 26 receiving yards and 0 touchdowns.
That's not good.
No.
And then somebody
definitely underperformed.
Somebody was talking about last night, if you remember, to have a touchdown and nobody because he had none. Evan Ingram.
Yep.
How about that?
That was my pick. And I just had that feeling, man. 0 touchdowns on the year. The Bengals are usually a team that tries to focus on 2 key receivers and usually leaves the other guys to have big games. They really do. And I'll tell you what, Evan Ingram balled out. I don't know his exact stat line, but I watched the game and man, he catched the ball at least once every every first down possession. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know.
He played outstanding. He really did.
I'm trying to see here. See what he had here. Receiving Evan Ingram. I think he actually led the team.
Yeah.
Nine receptions. Well, I mean, he led the team with receptions, not yards per catch. Yards. He had 9 receptions, 82 yards, 9.1, yards per catch. Zay Jones. So yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Rookie, I do believe. Is Zay Jones a rookie, or is he in his second year?
I'm trying to find.
I do believe he is young though.
I'm not seeing it on here. Let me see if I can find a career here for him. Oh no, so he's been in the league since 2017. He played for the Bills for 3 years there.
Wow.
And then played for the Raiders 3 years, and then he's been with the Jaguars since last year.
I'll tell you what though, Jones had an awesome game tonight. Without Jones and Ingram, I don't think the Jaguars are in that game.
Oh, no.
Etienne had a very solid game as well.
He didn't do bad. I think we said that he would have right around
a touchdown.
No, I think because the Bengals ranked 31st in rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Giving up 139 a game. Travis Etienne only had 45 yards, and they gave up 71 yards in total on the ground. So
that's good for the Bengals.
That is good. That is good. They got the win there, and they had a little defensive. They gave up a lot of points, but still, there's nothing you can do about that.
They did give up a lot of points, but that was all air raid points. That wasn't much on the ground. Travis Etienne did record a touchdown, but we should talk about Joe Mixon. How many touchdowns did he have tonight?
I'm wondering. I think I've seen him get the end zone twice. I do believe
2 or 3.
Let's check the box score. He had two. He had two touchdowns.
Yeah, because the announcers, whenever Jake Browning ran his in.
Yep,
the play before, they said this would be Joe Mixon's third. So yeah, awesome game from Joe Mixon.
19 carries
last night. Yeah, workhorse.
He done good.
But like I said last night, I said the Bengals are gonna have to rely pretty heavily on Joe Mixon, and they definitely did. 19 carries. I don't know how many yards he had, but he had to have had a good bit.
Saying 68 here, averaging 3.6 yards a carry, which is right around what you want. You get around three yards.
That's good for Joe Mixon too, because I knew he was struggling a little bit the last couple games.
Yeah, he wasn't doing his best. Since we got the Bengals receiving pulled up, Jamar Chase had 12 targets, 11 catches.
Yeah.
So
12,
I think honestly one of those balls might have been. No, because that ball was interception from Tyler Boyd. So there was no interceptions given up by either Jack Browning. His stats, by the way, 32 for 37, 354 yards, no interceptions. That's outstanding. The Bengals are in good hands. They really are.
Yeah, that's a Hall of Fame performance. It really is.
But I guarantee you,
Joe Burrow ain't done that all year.
No, but
let's be honest.
I guarantee you, a lot of those fans would rather have Joe Burrow back there because they feel a little more confident with him.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, if you're in that facility as like a Bengal owner or somebody like that, you would want to have the guy you just paid a bunch of money to be playing. That's like with Deshaun Watson. The Browns are struggling in the quarterback room. P.J. Walker, Joe Flacco, Dorian Thomas-Robinson, I think is what his name is.
Tell you what, though, Joe Flacco didn't look too bad the other night.
He didn't, and he's an older guy too. And I think
he made a little bit of mistakes.
He did.
But, for his age, I think he did fantastic. Honestly,
and, some of these younger guys, like you'd see maybe they throw an interception or something. It might affect the whole game. You get like a Joe Flacco, or even when
he throws a pick,
it's like, hey,
think about the next possession.
We'll get him next time. It's like whenever Big Ben played, he threw a pick or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 5 sometimes. He's not going to be scared to throw the ball again. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And that's what you want in a quarterback. You want somebody who's not scared to sling the rock around.
The veteranness comes out whenever you have an older quarterback like that, and it shows. Joe Flacco, good quarterback, but I know the Browns are definitely missing Deshaun Watson right now. Deshaun
100%.
Watson, a little bit of a sleeper, I think.
I feel like the Texans are in good hands with C.J. Stroud, though.
With C.J. Stroud, 100%.
They are. I think I'm going to say I
would never would have expected that.
I wouldn't have either.
Would have expected him to break out like.
I actually got a little something to share on this next little segment we got going on here. But before that, with the Evan Ingram touchdown he had, crazy actually. I placed a bet at 9:05. Jacksonville had the ball, I think, on their own 40, and I'm like looking at the odds for live touchdown scores, and I'm like, Evan Ingram, because I think he just caught a ball across the middle, and then he got like the Bengals 40. And I'm like, I think England gets a touchdown right here. Next play, he gets I think 2 plays later, he gets the ball left sideline touchdown. And I was like, wow.
Thought about what I said last night, and you said,
I'm like, hey,
might be right here.
He might be right here. So I took that.
Yep.
Next little segment. I got this. I mean, this is a little older. Before the season started, little sports preview action.
Yeah.
So, little couple things I just want to look at here. They had new sensations, and it says these rookies will make an impact. Okay.
Let's hear.
Anthony Richardson, Colts quarterback. He got hurt early in the season, but they're saying next year he will be the guy. He's going to be the guy that changes the Colts around.
Let's hope so, because the Colts need it.
Yes.
The Colts have needed it for a while now. Ever since the captain, Luck, left.
Oh, man.
It's tough without him.
It is.
But hopefully this young guy coming off the injury, let's hope he could really turn that program around. I mean, that's what the Colts organization needs, and that's hopefully what they'll get.
Bijan Robinson, the Falcons running back. He's making some noise.
Had a good year.
He's making some noise. Then
he's a fan favorite too. I think of. A lot of people know his name right now, and he has the stats to back it up.
That's. I mean, he's not doing bad, and that's what the Falcons do need. Desmond Ridder, I think, is starting for the Falcons still. I'm not keeping up with the Falcons much.
Neither am I.
And I
don't think anybody
and
is,
there's probably
you live in the area.
There's probably a reason why if you're not keeping up with the Falcons, and that's just because the Falcons probably are not living up to the expectations. I know anytime
I haven't even looked at the record this year.
I know anytime I place a bet and I see the Falcons play somebody, 9 times out of 10 I'm taking the other team over the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm the same way there, Dave. Same way.
Falcons are 5-6.
Okay, so not an abysmal season, but not very good.
Not very bad. I think they could still maybe make the playoffs here. Let me see what the rankings are for them. They are an NFC team. They are AFC? No, NFC. They played Brady. Crazy, actually. They are 4th in the NFC conference. Well, I don't know why I said NFC conference, but they're 4th in the NFC, behind the Lions. What's actually crazy, they're ranked they're ranked above the Dallas Cowboys.
Crazy, right?
Yes, there's the top 7 teams have been looking pretty good. The Eagles at 10-2,
Yeah.
They lost to the Niners.
Strong Super Bowl favorite right there.
Oh, 100%.
But the Niners too.
Niners right behind them at 9-3. Lions at 9-3. Falcons at 6-6. And one team that is below the Falcons that I'm surprised is the Cowboys, sitting at 9-3.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, unless I don't know if they might have played each other earlier on in the season, and the Falcons might have won. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know. I'm not really seeing the reason why.
We'll have to maybe dig deep on that.
Dig a little deeper on that. Next up, here we go.
So
Will Anderson Jr. for the Texans.
Okay.
The edge. I haven't heard much about this guy.
Neither have I.
But and the one thing you would think here for the Texans, I'm just running through him. DJ Turner for the Bengals corner. He's starting to get some good stuff here. Mozzie Smith for the Cowboys D tackle. He's doing something if they're at 9-3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm going to save the best for last, actually. Jahmyr Gibbs, Lions running back.
Dude, rookie of the year. Hopeful. He's a rookie of the year hopeful.
Well, no, because you got Stroud.
You do have Stroud, and me personally, quarterback, it's easy for them to win those accolades.
It is.
Because they touch the ball.
Every play.
Every play. It is. Jahmyr Gibbs may touch the ball half the times as a quarterback would in a game. But he's performing at a very high level in his rookie year, and hopefully he gets brought up in the questioning at least for rookie of the year.
That would be nice. Then you got a center for the Giants, John Michael Schmitz. I don't even know who that is. Patriots corner, Christian Gonzalez. Seahawks wide receiver, Jackson Smith and Jigba. He is.
Oh yeah.
He's a weapon. He's a weapon on that team.
He could also be thrown into the race for Rookie of the Year too.
Oh, 100%.
You got 3 guys right now.
And
you got Stroud, Gibbs, and Smith, and then Jigba, or however you say his name.
Tough last name.
It is. But you got them 3 guys, man. They're all playing very, very, very well right now.
And plus, like, with him being on that Seahawks team, that's really helping out Geno Smith. Because Geno's got
Geno Smith's
he's got
playing pretty good right
he's
now.
He's got 4 targets. You know, you got DK Metcalf.
He does.
You got Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and then you got Kenneth Walker back there in the backfield, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, now these rookies will make an impact. Okay, they put Bryce Young on this list. Now, maybe they're not going to be making an impact this season, but if the Panthers can get some pieces around them, I do believe that Bryce Young will be doing something.
Who's his number 1 target right now in Carolina? I can't even think.
I feel like I know the name, but at the same time, Panthers are at 1-10, by the way.
Yeah.
You got Chuba Hubbard. Okay, so that's who it was. You got Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo, and then DJ Chark.
Yeah, I bet on them 1 game this year. None of them hit. We'll never bet on the Panthers ever again this season. They're so unpredictable. I mean, you got the big names on the team, but will the big names play as they should?
And
no.
I do feel like this. The only reason why Bryce Young is on this list and not C.J. Stroud, because he was a Bama quarterback.
100%.
And, historically, you look back.
You do. You have to look at the Ohio State quarterbacks that's come into the league.
Exactly. I mean, Justin Fields.
Nothing.
Justin Fields haven't done nothing. Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace. He was a former Steeler. He done some good stuff whenever Big Ben went out and Mason Rudolph got suspended there.
There hasn't been an Ohio State quarterback that has performed as well as C.J. Stroud, I don't think.
No. And I hope that keeps going on for him there. Bryce Young, this just lets you know how bad this offensive line is. He's been sacked 44 times. Andy Dalton played 3 games for Bryce Young. I don't know what happened there. He had 34 completions on 58 attempts, and Andy Dalton was sacked 3 times. So, I mean, it's not good.
I mean, that kind of makes you think. In 3 games, only sacked 3 times, but Bryce Young's been sacked over 40.
And he's played 11 games, so he's getting right around 4. He's getting sacked 4 times a game.
See, maybe it's Bryce Young's doing something wrong. And maybe it's not the offensive line.
He's 9 touchdowns.
Maybe he's trying to make something out of nothing.
Nine touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Maybe he's not staying true to the pocket.
2,000 yards. I mean, he's not 73.1 QBR.
But he's not having an abysmal year. But I mean, you look at the 1-10 record, man, and and that kind of just brings down his whole stat line.
You see a quarterback not doing good, you automatically want to just go ahead and blame offensive line. And sometimes that is the case. Sometimes it is. Had Joe Burrow his rookie year.
But it's not always.
No, it's not always. No. Next little thing here we got. They made these 2023 NFL awards before the season came out, which it's whatever. Jamar Chase, Offensive Player of the Year. I might be able to see that one, but I do believe there's got to be somebody who's playing better than Jamar. But at the same time,
I mean, Offensive Player of the Year, my opinion right now is Christian McCaffrey. He leads the league in touchdowns scored per game, and I assume his rushing stats is he probably at least rushed for 50 yards a game.
I mean, he's rushing, receiving. He's basically the Kyle Juszczyk
the full package
for the 40. He plays for the 49ers, doesn't he? Does he play for the 49ers?
He sure does, David.
And I just said he's the Kyle Juszczyk Does play for the
and
49ers
he's
as
a
well.
fullback. He's a fullback as well.
That's actually so well. I didn't make no sense there. That's on me.
He did not. Hey, that's all right, man. We're just talking.
The odds on this, if you actually want to
bet,
bet,
he's my vote right now. He is my vote. Is Christian McCaffrey Offensive Player of the Year?
And then for Defensive Player of the Year, this one I can argue with you all day about.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving it to. They have Myles Garrett instead of T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt, you believe that?
I haven't heard much from Myles Garrett this year, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like you hear something like a T.J. Watt. I mean, like he's just getting it done. He's about to break the sack record again for this season.
Yeah,
he broke it last year. I think maybe his brother's record. Broke JJ's record.
I do believe so.
And then he's about to break his own record this year.
Well, I mean, we're talking about defense right now. Let's talk about Josh Allen tonight for the Jags.
You
2 sacks and an interception.
Had the interception that Tyler Boyd threw, which was
talk about that
questionable throw.
Gosh.
Questionable throw.
What was he thinking? He threw it right to him.
He did.
At that point, you just got to go down. I think. I mean,
throw it out of bounds.
Out of nothing,
throw it out the ground. Throw it somewhere, man. But don't throw it right at a linebacker who honestly.
And all pro linebacker too. At that, you know what I mean.
Pretty good guy.
Yeah.
They have comeback player of the year being Damar Hamlin.
That's just
so. I don't know. I don't know why they give out comeback player of the year. I don't know if it's because maybe an injury happened last year. But to me, when I think of comeback player of the year, I'm thinking of somebody who had a bad season the season before,
and then comes back
and for me, that's Josh Dobbs. That's the Pastronaut.
Okay.
That's the man who landed on the moon. Josh Dobbs. I mean,
but would you call him comeback player of the year because he's never played?
See, now that's where it gets iffy. But at the same time, what's Damar Hamlin done this year? Like, have you heard anything about Damar Hamlin heroic pick 6 to win a game or something? I mean, I haven't heard nothing. Yeah. The people they have next, so Damar Hamlin's odds is set at minus 762. So the odds he gets it are very, very high. Below him, they have Lamar Jackson at plus 1,600, Breece Hall at plus 1,800. And then for a long shot, they have Russell Wilson plus 2,200. Those odds,
that's actually not
those
bad.
Odds had to have dropped. I think Russell Wilson is having an outstanding season.
Oh yeah, compared to last year, night and day. Those odds probably dropped astronomically. But if you would have placed that bet at that time, you're probably looking at a massive payout right now.
Oh, 100%.
And it's actually probably looking very good because I could definitely see comeback player of the year going to Russell Wilson.
But the odds are they give to Damar Hamlin. They're very, very, very huge.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. Whenever you have a guy almost die on the football field and he comes back, the press and the headlines that would bring.
I'm not hating on Damar Hamlin either. Okay.
No, neither am I. But he's not that high caliber player as some of these other guys are.
I had no idea who he was last year. Whenever he got injured last year in that Bengals game, it was very sad to see. It was like you said, it was with Trevor. It was a freak accident.
Yeah.
Like it looked like there was he didn't lower his head or nothing. He gets up and falls back down. And then you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And then they said that this guy died, cardiac arrest on the football field. And I remember I'm refreshing Twitter trying to figure everything out because I was, whenever you're, playing football or you're watching a football game, you're saying break his leg or, do what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then you don't actually mean that.
You never want it to actually happen.
You never want it to actually happen because, like this right here, this is if this guy would have died, that's awful. That's awful for football. Like they probably would have to change a bunch of rules around.
Changes the course of everything.
It does.
As far as an NFL football game goes, and even college and high school games too. And they're going to start implementing more safety aspects during the game.
And football's already a dangerous sport.
100%.
And
it's not the most. Now, it's not the most dangerous sport.
Oh no, there's plenty of other dangerous ones.
Definitely up there.
And the thing is,
it's a very physically demanding sport.
I mean, when we both played, you tore your MCL your sophomore year?
MCL, LCL, and ACL.
Yeah, and I think that was like sophomore or freshman.
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year. And I mean, the way I don't know what really happened to you. I wasn't on the team at that time. Whenever you was there, you was probably just doing a routine play. Maybe blocking somebody. And
no, it was during a scrimmage. I still ran the ball, and took it up the 4-hole, and 2 linemen landed on my knee and just boom.
I mean,
it happens.
I mean, it's just freaky. Actually,
no malicious intent was involved. In me getting injured.
And I remember this.
Just happens.
People was calling for T. Higgins' head that game. Like they're like, he murdered him, and it's like watch it. Watch it. He's whatever. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bryce Young.
Yeah, I'm there with you, David.
Make that make sense. You're giving Bryce Young Rookie of the Year with 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and barely 2,000 yards.
Yeah, 100%. If you made that bet early on the year, I'm sorry, that's not hitting.
You lost money.
Let's see who else is on that list.
You got Defensive Rookie of the Year, Christian Gonzalez. Don't know much about him. Coach of the Year, Shane. Don't want to say this name wrong. Some say the Colts coach. That's who they got on.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Was very confused about that.
Coach of the Year, it's definitely going to go to the Eagles head coach. Best record in the league. I mean, unless they have a fall from grace here and lose every game until the playoffs, which I don't see happening.
Well, it's actually great. They don't have him on here. They have. Now, this does make some true sense. Sean Payton for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I could see that.
Especially if they make the playoffs this year and maybe get to the second round of the playoffs, I definitely do see Sean Payton putting that award up in the cabinet somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
100%. I mean, also, you got to think if the Denver Broncos make the playoffs, and, I mean, they don't have to win out. I mean, if they just make the playoffs and win the first round, and Russell Wilson doesn't win Comeback Player of the Year, that stuff's rigged.
Broncos are sitting at the 9 seed right now. So they need to get a couple wins to go their way. They got Chargers this week, Lions, Patriots, Chargers again. They're going to finish off the season with the Raiders. Chargers are not playing Chargers are not playing good football.
No, that's not a tough schedule at all to end your season.
The toughest game you have here is the Lions.
Yeah, but you also got to think most of the wins the Lions have got this year have been ugly.
They're ugly. They are absolutely disgusting. And then they lost on Thanksgiving.
But they're winning.
They lost on Thanksgiving to the Packers. The Packers are not a team to be slept on either.
Hear me out.
The Packers are a powerhouse
right now. The Packers are a powerhouse right now. If you're making bets on a football team right now, let it be the Packers. Let it ride. You know what I mean? Jordan Love is playing out of his freaking mind.
He's doing.
And then you got Dobbs, a wide receiver that's playing stellar. And then with A.J. Dillon now getting the start.
And Christian Watson. Christian Watson there.
Watson. Dude's a menace. Dude is a menace. And I'm telling you what, that team is one to look out for, and that is a team to bet on, in my opinion. I will be betting on the Green Bay Packers every week from here on out until they have a bad game.
Might be looking at a little couple Bronco bets as well coming up. I
can see that.
They're not going to be showing any of the over-unders for this.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that closer to the game day. So tomorrow is Tuesday, correct?
Yeah, and then this Thursday you have Steelers-Patriots, which is...
Yeah, so I'd say we could probably dive more into that tomorrow with
night.
Chance. I assume Chance will be getting on.
Yeah.
We'll dive into our picks, what we think might hit, what might not hit, score predictions. who's in, who's out injury-wise. And we'll also be looking at the previous game that they both played. You said Steelers-Patriots, right?
Steelers-Patriots. Patriots played Chargers,
Okay.
and this.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tomorrow then, because the Patriots had an abysmal week last week, not even scoring a touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Not good.
No. I'm definitely looking at the Steelers to win that game, but that's all I want to say on that for right now. You guys will have to tune in for tomorrow's episode.
And then we have a little.
Figure more about that.
They give out. I don't know what this section is. They're I guess guessing on the playoff picture for NFL here. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I just want to say who they have leading what division and conference. They have the Bills here at 11-6 in the East. In the North, they have the Bengals at 14-3.
Incorrect.
In the South, they got the Jaguars at 12-5, and then in the West, they have the Chiefs at 14-3. Chiefs aren't playing good ball, and they have the Chiefs at 1, Bengals at 2, Jaguars at 3, Bills at 4, Dolphins 5, Jets at 6, Ravens at 7.
Yeah, the Ravens are looking more of a number one than anybody right now.
Well, the one that's really sticking out to me here is the Jets, and I want to say they only put the Jets there at 6 for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and man, that sucked to see him go down so early in the year.
But
I feel like he was about to have a very good year with the Jets too.
Yeah, and listen to a couple of the podcasts that he's on. The Pat McAfee show. I'm a big Pat McAfee show guy. They have Aaron Rodgers on there. I think it's every Tuesday. I think Tuesday or Wednesday it is, and he's rehabbing the Achilles pretty good.
Is he coming back for another year?
They're saying that he's actually practicing already with the team. Started that last weekend. Well, actually, the weekend we just had. Actually, no, it was last weekend, and they're saying he should be able to come back before like December 20th or something.
Yeah.
So he might get awesome. That is great. But the Jets here are sitting at 11-6. I think they have to win. I think they have to win out now. If he does, that's. Let me see. So at the conference here, Jets are at 4-8, so 11-6 is out of the picture. Maybe finish in what? 9-8.
Yeah,
but then you gotta win 5 straight games, and the Texans, Dolphins, and Jets are 3 of those 5 games.
What's the Super Bowl picture looking like, Dave? Who's the 2 teams battling out in the Super Bowl when it all comes down to it?
Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals.
No.
How about that?
100% not.
They have in the championship game in the AFC, Bengals beating the Chiefs.
I don't even think the Chiefs make it that far this year.
That's what I'm saying. They have the...
In your own opinion, David, who do you think's in the Super Bowl at the end of the year?
NFC is easily going to be the Eagles. Yeah. AFC, there's not a team that sticks out to me that's playing good football. And, you look at the Dolphins, only 3 losses. But then it's like, are the Dolphins playing anybody good? They played the Chiefs. I don't know if they beat the Chiefs or not. I don't really recall.
They beat the Chiefs.
They did?
I do believe they beat the Chiefs.
And that's not even a good win. If the Chiefs are not playing good and the Dolphins beat the Chiefs, it's not a good win.
What side is the Packers on? I always forget.
They are in the NFC.
Okay.
On the NFC side, they got the Eagles leading the East, Panthers. They have
Panthers number 2.
They have the Panthers ranked number 4, leading the South at 9-8. All because they picked up an Alabama quarterback. You give them 9 wins here. This is ridiculous.
Man, that is absurd.
That's awful. And then in the NFC Championship game, they have Eagles over the 49ers. And then in the Super Bowl, they have the Eagles over the Bengals. Huh?
I said the Niners, Eagles, that very well could happen.
It will. And I do like how they have the Eagles over the Niners here because the Niners did just beat them last week.
Pretty good, too.
Oh, yeah.
Beat them pretty handedly.
And last year they played in the division game, and the Niners, I think, lost a lot of their starters. Lost Brock Purdy.
They did. They did.
I forgot who all they lost, but yeah. And then the Eagles won
that. Was kind of everyone was talking about. That was the 49ers redemption tour there. Everyone was talking about, Eagles are going to get thumped. 49ers got their full team.
Not me.
And they did not disappoint.
Not me.
Yeah, I had the Eagles.
I had the Eagles all day as well. I looked at the odds here, and they had the Niners minus something, like the Eagles like plus 250. Yeah. And I'm like,
I was like, well, that's an easy bet.
I'm like, free money.
The Eagles are on fire right now. Yeah, yep. Exactly.
At 4:00, you check the score, and you're like, wow, ridiculous. And I mean, if you're the Niners, winning that game, you might have just made Jalen Hurts mad.
Oh yeah.
So now this division game, Eagles, very well.
Eagles are a scary team to rile up, 100%.
I would.
Just the weapons they have on their team is insane. Mix it with a quarterback that could throw and run. It's a scary combination to have.
And you got the brotherly shove in there too. So.
Did they ban that yet?
They're trying, but they probably won't.
I don't see them doing it.
Because that makes football great, honestly.
It does. Mm-hmm.
Like, who don't want to watch a bunch of grown men shoving each other to gain a yard?
My prediction, Super Bowl wise, 49ers, Dolphins.
Niners Dolphins wouldn't be bad to watch.
I would love to watch that game.
At the beginning of the season, if you would have asked me, I probably still would have said Eagles for the NFC, and I probably would have took Bengals for the AFC. Because, I mean, you look at the beginning, like at week 4, Bengals are at 1-3 at the bottom of the AFC North, and then Joe Burrow.
They have started to climb their way out of that hole, but now they've lost Joe Burrow. Jake Browning is playing on fire apparently now. Hopefully he can keep that rolling into next game. And if he does, you are looking at a potential playoff run from the Bengals.
And if you think about this,
they went out and some other teams lose.
Didn't the Eagles?
It's not over.
The Eagles played the Patriots whenever I think they had, was it Carson Wentz starting at the beginning of the season? Carson Wentz got hurt, put in Nick Foles, and that Eagles team did beat the Patriots. So I mean, we might see Jake Browning do the exact same thing.
Wouldn't that be something?
And go beat the Eagles.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be nice.
That would be something to watch. It really would. I'd tune in for that game. I know that
easily. Moving on to other football, we got NCAA football. Transfer portal going crazy for a bunch of teams, but one team in particular, 100%. Since we're from Ohio, is the Buckeyes. Kyle McCord entering the.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
Nowhere. I don't think he's good enough.
There's no way anybody wants him.
Especially
In my opinion, Kyle McCord is a Washington, TCU type of quarterback. He should never have went to Ohio State trying to be something he isn't. He's a TCU, Washington-esque quarterback.
I talked to a guy today.
That's the level he should be playing.
I talked to a guy about this today. I'm like, do you guys think Kyle McCord wanted to leave the Buckeyes, or do you think he got booed out of the Buckeyes?
I got booed out, man. 100%.
Because, I mean, and I said this again.
There's no way you earn the starting job at a top 5, Power 5 Division I football team. You're like, oh, I'm just going to leave. No, you don't do that.
And I said this to a guy.
There are some other works at play.
I said, and everybody thinks the same way about this. You can lose every game in your season if you're the Buckeyes, but there's one game that you better win. One game you have to win.
Yeah.
And McCord played mediocre football the whole season, I feel like. Yeah, he had times where he done good, but then there's times where he was just like, who put this kid on this team? Who?
Well, who's coming up for the Buckeyes as QB? Who do they have at the backup right now? Do you know off the top of your head?
I'm going to say his name's like Devin Brown. Devin Brown, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really keep up with the Bucks a lot.
Oh, it says right here, all eyes are on the quarterback spot as Kyle McCord and Devin Brown try to replace C.J. Stroud. Devin Brown, I think, maybe got 1 or 2 reps in, in a game.
See, here's the big thing for the Bucks right now. They have a bowl game, yeah, but they're looking towards the offseason right now, and they could probably really go after a high-level quarterback at the high school level to come and probably maybe get the start for the Buckeyes.
They said there's a guy named Aaron Nolan who is really, really good. I think he's coming out of high school,
Another thing, Manning.
Archie?
I think he's looking to maybe enter the transfer portal as well.
That would not be bad for the Buckeyes to pick up there.
Because I'm pretty sure Ewers is going to be getting the start next year.
Oh, if he don't, Texas has a problem. He
100%.
played phenomenal. I think I was listening to the game they had against Oklahoma State, and Ewers broke like a record or something. I think the week before they played the Cowboys there. He threw for like 300 yards in the first half.
I want to put this out there too. Ewers was a Buckeye.
He was
a Buckeye.
I guarantee you, Ryan Day is kicking himself about it. He's probably like, 100%. Man, imagine if we had Ewers. I guarantee you we win the
Everybody
game.
knew too. Ewers was going to be that guy as well. And then, everybody knew he was going to turn into something special at the college level.
And I don't know what happened and why they got rid of him.
Who started over him? Was it Stroud?
Yes.
Not a
bad pick. Not a bad pick, but Ewers has to think. Yeah. C.J. Stroud has been at the Buckeyes for a while. I think he has. I think he was behind Justin Fields.
I do too.
So, I mean, and I think C.J. Stroud played, 2 seasons there for the Buckeyes? Stroud
then started, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, and Ewers has to think, hey, Stroud's going to move on. I got some years to build something here.
He's the next guy up.
And I do think that if the Buckeyes had a different quarterback, because the transfer portal, like we just said, talking about the Buckeyes, they lost Julian Fleming, they lost a center, and they lost 2 defensive players. I think one was a corner, and then the other was linebacker Carrico, who we all know pretty well here in town. Played against him in high school football. Guy was a menace. Guy was a menace.
He was. I played against him.
Talking about him, transfer portal.
I'd love to see him go to a team like Marshall or maybe OU.
I talked to
something close to home.
That's what I'm saying. I talked to our old head coach today, Coach Lutz, and I was like, we was talking like, man, Carrico, think about that, and he's like, crazy.
We're gonna have to get him on the podcast, man.
That would be nice to get Coach Lutz
Mark
on here.
Lutz. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to try to set that an in person. All of us sitting down, just talking.
Pick his football brain there. He's got a big football brain. Big football brain.
Amazing football mind.
But we talked about that, and we said, no offense to Carrico, because he was really good when we played against him. Mr. Ohio, right? I think he played in the North-South game, didn't he?
He did. He did.
But he's just not he's not a high state Buckeye. He's not. Yes, he got the scholarship to go play at the Buckeyes. But if you are a Buckeye, think about Jack Sawyer. Same recruiting class. Sawyer went in there and started for the Buckeyes. Now, yes, the Buckeyes have good linebackers, and the Buckeyes can develop really good linebackers. Think about Ryan Shazier, A.J. Hawk, all those guys. I think even Luke Kuechly played for the Buckeyes. I'm wanting to think.
I'll take your word for it.
I hope he did. If not, I'm going to sound like an idiot. But
hey, we're not professionals, David. We're just two guys talking, man.
Marshall's not a bad school to go to. It's not. Plenty of people from.
Is he wanting to go pro, or is he just wanting to play some football?
If you're going to be spending money to go, if you're a high state Buckeye, I think that you're wanting to go pro. I don't think you're going just to play football. If you're going to a school that big,
you think about it. If he's going to transfer to an OU or a Marshall, he's getting a full ride, surely, right?
Yeah, and he's going to get the start.
Because you got to think, he's had, 2 years to develop his skills at Ohio State University?
Redshirt freshman.
Yeah, maybe he's not starting.
So he got 3 years.
He's still practicing with the squad.
He got 3 years to be around all those guys. In that weight room, getting better. And he's going to, if he does go to Marshall, which I'm going to say it here right now, I think he does go to Marshall, And if he does,
I hope so.
I think he starts next season, and I think he plays phenomenal. I think he does great things. And I would like to see him go to the NFL, like the guy from Colgrove there, Austin Pleasance.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
I know that people dog him like, oh, he might be in the NFL, but is he starting? And it's like, are you in the NFL? Are you playing professional football?
Get drafted to the NFL, exactly.
It's slim, 100%. You know, and
he's getting paid to play football. You know, so
yeah. And I mean, and I personally, I didn't want to play football at the next level. I didn't want to do that.
No, 100%.
I just had fun. I just had fun playing high school football.
Plus, something to do, something to fill the time.
Just the demanding of college football too. That's just tough.
Oh yeah,
I could not fathom that.
But college sports in general.
Oh, tough. Great to watch. Great to watch.
But for me, absolutely not.
I can't. They have the top 25 teams here before the season started. Once again, they have Georgia at 1. Georgia was 1. Georgia was 1
all year long.
But then here came Alabama. How about that, Bama? At 2,
Bama gets crushed.
And then at 2 they have Michigan. 3, Penn State at number 3.
What are they now?
Not 13th? Not 3. And then at 4 they have LSU at 4.
Absolutely not.
Buckeyes at 5, Washington at 6, Bama at 7, Florida State at 8, USC at 9, and Clemson at 10. Now with what we know,
the Irish in there.
Oh, that's me a little too slow. They have
12 or 13 maybe.
They have the Notre Dame at 12.
Yeah.
Right behind Kansas State.
Notre Dame beats Ohio State. They go to the college football playoffs this year.
Easily.
They don't lose a game.
Easily.
Yeah. Hopefully that stays on their schedule for every single year because I love that game.
That's not a bad game at all.
Not at all. This was the year though for Notre Dame to beat them.
Oh, easily.
Hopefully they get a good quarterback because the guy they just brought in is leaving. I think his eligibility is up.
Wow.
I assume he's going to enter the draft. He had a good year. He did.
And then.
Well, anything else you want to add before we wrap this up tonight, Dave? I think we're going to wrap this up pretty soon here. Not a whole lot to talk about until tomorrow night when we can get our picks together for our betting.
Just two more questions, two more little things here. Are the Bengals? I think we kind of covered this. Are the Bengals still playoff contenders with Burrow being out? I mean, tonight they did show a little bit of that against a good Jacksonville team, but do they have the firepower to go all the way without Joe Burrow?
Depends their schedule, man. I haven't really looked at their last couple games.
I think they got the Steelers one more time, the Ravens one more time.
Yeah.
And then the other 3, I can't think off the top of my head.
So if we're just looking at Steelers, Ravens, if Jake Browning puts on a performance like he did tonight, I see him beating both teams.
Well,
especially the Steelers losing Kenny Pickett.
Well, Kenny Pickett only because that was the next thing. Pittsburgh loses Pickett. He just got a high ankle sprain, and he got surgery. He got surgery for it on Monday, and they said out 2 to 4 weeks. We played the Bengals December 20.
For a high ankle sprain?
Yeah.
I never had surgery on a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, these football NFL players, you know.
Yeah, very true.
You know how they are.
Very true. Very true.
They said he'd be out 2 to 4 weeks. I think we Steelers
Who's
played.
Getting the start?
Mitch Trubisky.
Ooh, little throwback Bears action. Okay, Mitchell.
Well, anytime
Trubisky.
Anytime he's taken over for the Steelers as starting quarterback, they're like 0-4. So we need Kenny Pickett to get back fast.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
But skipping ahead to Thursday, I think Trubisky gets his first win over the Patriots.
Let's hope so.
I really do. I don't think the Steelers lose that one, like you said. Now I'm not saying it's going to be a shootout for the Pittsburgh Steelers and they're going to drop 50.
No.
Their offense
it's gonna be
can't
an
do
ugly
that.
win if
Offense
they win.
can't do that. Even though they got rid of Matt Canada, they cannot drop that many points. I say Steelers score 17.
Ugly win for the Steelers, but the Steelers do win.
Right.
I give them at least the touchdown lead over the Patriots. That's what I'm giving.
I don't know what the spread's at. With looking at, like you said, with digging into that a little bit better tomorrow night.
That'll be tomorrow or Wednesday night. Just whenever the picks open up on DraftKings, that's when we'll really deep dive into what should hit, what will not.
And you want to jump in on the picks quick. People start betting on the Steelers.
100%. Yeah.
Start betting on the Steelers money line that they're going to go down on the odds.
See, that's probably why we'll do it tomorrow night. That way we can get this video posted before people start making a lot of their picks. But I'd say tomorrow. You work tomorrow?
3 to 9, but right now we're filming this at 3 a.m. So I'll for sure be
I would like to do it a little bit earlier tomorrow. So maybe like 10:30.
10, I'm fine with 10:30, 11.
Record till 12, 12:30. Get a good hour of talking in tomorrow.
I'm fine with that. And then last thing before we finish off here, parlay results. Win any money tonight?
Nope.
Unfortunately, no. Didn't get nothing.
Did you get nothing as well?
I finished off with that Evan Ingram touchdown. I put $7.50 on it. And I think it won me. No, I did. That was a different one. I think I done the Evan Ingram touchdown. Put like a $5 bonus bet, and I won $57.50. And then I
cannot complain about that at all.
Yeah, and then I threw $7.50 on a drive touchdown, like a live drive touchdown, and I took Evan Ingram. Not Evan Ingram.
Oh yeah.
I bet on Jamar Chase to have 2+ touchdowns. Because Bengals was down in that game, they needed a quick touchdown, and Jamar Chase just caught that 73-yarder or whatever it was.
Well, while we're on here, I'll talk about the bets I placed for tomorrow night's NBA.
We can get a little bit NBA action out here. I'd like to see some diversity. But
so
never,
right now,
never.
I only.
If you come on this podcast and want baseball picks, find a different podcast. This is not that.
Yeah, we don't talk baseball here.
Baseball is not us.
The bets I have right now for tomorrow, I'm betting on the Knicks and Bucks game. I'm going Damian Lillard over 25 points. I'm doing Brook Lopez over 11 points. Doing Giannis 20+ points. Chris Middleton 8+ points. Damian Lillard 3+ 3-pointers made. Chris Middleton making more than 1 3-pointer. Brook Lopez over 5 rebounds. Damian Lillard over 6 assists. And Giannis having 1 block. $5 bonus bet pays out $90. It's looking like a pretty good parlay. This should hit if Dame and Giannis and Chris and Brook Lopez play how they're supposed to play within a Bucks team that is playing very hot right now.
The Bucks,
especially Damian Lillard.
Bucks are playing good.
It's odds of 1,800 plus 1,800, which is not bad when you think of a 9-pick parlay. For $5 paying $90 too, you can't beat that. And it's also a bonus bet, so I'm not losing any money.
Yeah, that's the way to look at it right there.
Threw together a little bit of a risky, but also a safe parlay. I'll update you guys tomorrow in the podcast whether this hits or not. This mainly bet on it. I might throw in a couple in-game bets during the game, but that's going to be probably 3-point makes or second half points. Just be on the lookout, and if you're betting on that game, just keep up with the stat line and go from there. Just gut calls is all it is. Bucks are a good team to bet on this year in the NBA wise. Lakers are not. The Lakers are not a team that's gonna get you the production value that you need. Another good team to bet on is the Nuggets.
Now, what about player wise? What's a good player to bet on? I got my pick.
Number 1 player to bet on this year is Joel Embiid, or Tyrese Maxey.
I was getting ready to say Tyrese Maxey.
Playing insane. I do believe I made a bet on him, and you hopped on that bet. I'm pretty sure we won some money off.
We did.
I don't think it was a whole lot. It might have been $30 or $40.
That's fine. That's fine. Money's money.
We did hit.
Money's
money. Exactly.
Do the Celtics play tomorrow night?
I have to assume so.
If they do, I'll probably throw $10 on a Tyrese Maxey 3-point game.
He doesn't play for the Celtics. He plays for the 76ers.
That's why I said 76ers.
Oh, I thought you said Celtics.
No.
Also talking about the Celtics, Jason Tatum's a really good player to bet on. He's not doing bad.
No, if you remember,
he had 2 very hot games.
We got on that one parlay together with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, and they was both sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that game. They was both sick that game.
Luckily, it's not injuries; it's sickness, and they should be back in action tomorrow night. I can check right now see if they play.
Jumping forward, I got 3 parlays. 2 of them for end of the season, 1 of them for Thursday night. I hopped on the under 32 points for Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
I like that. And then I got, we was talking about comeback player of the year. I took Josh Dobbs for comeback player of the year. I know we was not really.
I'm picking Russell Wilson. When it comes to that,
for just the season,
make the playoffs, then
he should get it. Yes.
Are the Vikings making the playoffs?
I think that's why I took Josh Dobbs, because there was talk there of him whenever was it Kirk Cousins went out the game. Kirk Cousins whenever Kirk got hurt, Dobbs came back that next week and beats. I think it was a Saints he beat actually. Yeah. Might beat the Saints.
Can we talk about the amount of starting quarterbacks that have got injured this year?
Aaron Rodgers, Kenny Pickett. You got Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins.
Now Trevor Lawrence.
Anthony Richardson. He was starting.
Dude, there's Deshaun Watson.
I mean,
dude.
Justin Fields was hurt.
Justin Fields was hurt, but he's back now.
And they put
if you look at
Agent Bajan in.
Jeez, hey, hometown as well. He's from actually close to us.
West Virginia.
He's actually
down a ways there.
On NBA wise, it looks like tomorrow's games are only New York Knicks, Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix Suns, and Lakers. Those are the 2 teams playing tomorrow.
And then
the
Suns
Sixers would also be a good team to bet on.
Yeah.
The Sixers are looking like a Wednesday game. 7 o'clock on Wednesday. So I'll be making those bets closer to tomorrow. The Suns, also a good team to bet on. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker.
Especially
guys that are averaging over 25 points a game.
Especially if they're playing the Lakers. Because, like we just said,
Lakers been getting blown out. But you also got to be very careful about that stuff, too, because if they're blowing a team out, they're going to sub out their best players.
Yes.
Learn from experience. A couple bets. Everyone hit besides Joel Embiid 30-plus points. He had 29, and they took him out the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I was very upset. That bet paid out $500, and I literally needed him to shoot 1 free throw and make it.
That's all you need.
And they took him out the whole fourth quarter.
But the reason why I'm just saying take Suns over Lakers and bet on Suns is because LeBron and Anthony Davis is just not playing good basketball. They're not.
And you got to think who they're playing, too. They're playing Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
Exactly.
2 guys that are averaging over 25 points a game.
In my opinion, I think KD is a better basketball player than Anthony Davis. I really do.
I think KD right now at this time is a better basketball player than LeBron James.
He is. It's
a hot take, but I think it's the right one.
Now, I mean, yeah, LeBron has all the records and whatnot, but still, I think KD. If you had to pick somebody to put on your team, I would take KD. I would take KD
over LeBron.
Just because for this season, I feel like KD's having better stats. He's scoring.
I think he's
more
averaging
points.
Close to 30 points a game.
And I think, LeBron, all the times I bet on him, I had him over 21.5, and he scored like 12. And
that's just
LeBron. Yeah, you're playing in the NBA, son, but you should know I got money on you.
Yeah.
Ball out.
What I would like is for some of these NBA players to start betting on us. Like how many naps is Braden going to take today?
Exactly.
How many miles is he going to drive today?
And
then I'll just fuck him over. Yeah.
It's like,
that's
last night we all went to your house and we actually done like in-person bets.
Yeah.
And you guys did screw me over there a little bit with the
we did
250 reps.
It was a good laugh
with the bar. It hurt.
I'm sore. I'm honestly sore from doing that the other day.
For about 3 hours, my left elbow was in pain. I didn't even know you could get that. I did. Talking about some parlays here for later on in the season. We were talking about the Josh Dobbs. I took C.J. Stroud for MVP of the football season.
See, that's a hot take, man.
Mean, he is playing astronomical, out of this world, kind of like Josh Dobbs. Both him and and the Armstrong.
Josh Dobbs doesn't have the games behind him though.
No.
Stats.
And C.J.
He
Stroud
has the per game stats, but he hasn't played every game this year, so that's gonna hurt him.
I do think Stroud is playing really good football at this time. But I think personally that they're going to give the MVP to Jalen Hurts for how good he's playing.
Oh, has to.
He's playing great.
I could also see a potential Christian McCaffrey MVP.
We did talk about that.
I could
McCaffrey
see
is playing
him
good.
Offensive Player of the Year and MVP, because the Cat's scoring a touchdown almost every game.
I do think if he would have broke the touchdown record for most touchdowns scored in a game consecutively, I do think that he easily
would win it.
Oh yeah, easily. But
we also got to look at a cat like Tyreek Hill as Offensive Player of the Year too.
He is. He's playing some really good football right now.
He's playing very good. You also have to look at who else is it? He's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. So we'll dig deeper tomorrow. I think we should call it there. Oh, Jamar Chase. 100%.
Jamar Chase. He's playing good ball. There's 4 or 5 candidates you can throw in that, and the talk for that.
And you just never know what they're gonna pick. It could be anything.
Oh, easy.
But I think we should call it there.
Yep.
Guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Tonight was just our sports talk. Tomorrow is going to be more betting, more what we're going to throw down for our bets. And I do believe Chance will be joining us tomorrow too. So just keep on the lookout and subscribe and turn on post notifications as well. That way you know when we post, and that way you can get your bets in. Or even if you just want to listen to some sports talk. We are going to look into streaming as well. We can stream some talks. That way you guys can ask us questions live. We'll either be streaming on Twitch or on YouTube. We haven't decided what one's easiest yet. Dave, you have anything you want to add?
No, sir, I do not. Just, if you are gambling, gamble safe.
Yeah, responsibly.
If you got a problem,
we're not endorsing gambling.
No.
But if you choose to gamble, maybe watch our video, and it might help you out just a little bit.
We all have some accolades behind us on winnings.
Oh, yeah.
I know I personally, I don't want to talk about them out loud, but I got some good money.
I'm in the positive as well. Yeah, I'm there with you, Dave.
And that's what you got to say. You just want you in the positive, Should stop.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that, right?
Hey, yeah, that's gambling right there.
It's all fun and games, man, as long as you're not betting your whole life savings away. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
That's why they say gamble responsibly. All right, but I think we're going to end it there, though. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to be on the lookout for our next podcast episode. We should be posting another one Wednesday evening-ish, like Wednesday evening. We might.
No, it'll be out if we do it at 10:30 p.m. Stream, do it till midnight. True. It'll probably be about Thursday early morning.
Well, that's tomorrow's stream. So, it depends. If the picks come in tomorrow, then we will go ahead and knock out Thursday night football tomorrow. But if the picks are not in, we'll have to wait till Wednesday. Or we could do it Wednesday morning and get that out in the evening time.
That would be time.
Just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Be on the lookout for one of our videos, and just move from there. Thanks again for watching, guys, and until next time.